If x minus y is 2007 and y minus z is 2008, what is x minus z? X minus y is 2007, y minus z is 2008. Okay, so if we want x minus z, I think you would just add these guys. So we have x minus y plus y minus z be 2007 plus 2008. If you notice, the y's cancel, and all you're left with is x minus z, and the sum would be 4015. One vertex of a square and the midpoints of the two sides not containing this vertex are vertices of the triangle shaded in the figure at the right. If the area of the square is 16, what is the area of the shaded triangle? So let's label this x, 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 2x, 2x. Hopefully you can see that. And then they told me the area of the square is 16. That's very helpful. So that basically means that 2x times 2x is 16. So that means 4x squared is 16, x squared is 4, and x is 2. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll label these, I'll call that triangle 1, triangle 2, and triangle 3. So the area of the shaded region, AS, area of shaded region, would be equal to the full area minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, right? Those three triangles. So 1 is, I believe, 1/2 base times height, so it would be 1/2 2 times 4. 2 is 1/2 base times height again, and that's going to be 2 times 2. And 3 is 1/2 base times height again. Oops. 1/2 base times height, which would be 4 times 2. And when you do this math, you'll get 16 minus 4 minus 2 minus 4. And that's 16 minus 10, which is 6. And that would be the area of the shaded region. If 4 to the power of x is equal to 10 to the power of 4, what is 8 to the power of x? Okay, a lot of ways of doing this. I'm going to try to do it with log. Logs, for some reason that just immediately came to mind. So using log rules, just simplify this a little bit. Log of 10 is just 1, so that's just 4, and then that's log of 4. And let me see if I did that correctly. Yeah. So then 8 to the power of x is just 8 to the power of that guy, 4 over log of 4. And this is a number. And I think this should be sufficient, right? But I'm pretty sure they want you to simplify it. And you are allowed to use calculators. So you can just calculate this. Just in your calculator, put 4 divided by log of 4. And whatever that is, take 8 to that power. And when you do, interestingly, you get a really nice whole number. You get 1 million, which I think would be perfectly sufficient as an answer. Andy went bowling with Brandy and Candy. The sum of Andy's score and Candy's score was twice Brandy's score. The sum of Brandy's score and Candy's score was 3 times Andy's score. No one's score was 0. Who had the highest score? So we have Andy, Brandy, and Candy, and I guess we have to do the algebra. So A plus C equals 2B according to the question. B plus C is equal to 3A. And what are we trying to figure out here? Who is the highest? Okay. So, okay. Let's see here. Because we only have two equations, but we have 3 variables. But that's okay. We can probably figure this out. So where do I go from here? I guess we can subtract these. So that'd be A minus B, and that would be 2B minus 3A. And then if you collect like terms, you get 4A is equal to 3B. And therefore A is equal to 3 over 4B. And then that's very helpful because we can now just use some numbers. So for example, if I let B equal to 4, then A would equal 3. I got it. And then now we can easily figure out C. So whichever equation you want to use, let's just use this one. So that would be 3 plus C is equal to 2 times 4. So C is equal to 5. right? So what are they asking for? Who had the highest score? Well, B is 4, A is 3, C is 5, so the highest score would be Candy. Who had the highest score? So I guess the answer would be the name of that person. In the answer space at the right, so I'm assuming here on your test paper, write the digit 2 4 times, positioning the 2's so that the resulting number is as large as possible. You might not write any symbol other than 2. Example, you could write 2, 2, 2 to the power of 2, but by positioning the 2's differently, you can write an even larger number. Okay, so this is just experimentation. And with trial and error, you will get the largest possible with the following arrangement: 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 22. So 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 22, that is the arrangement that results in the largest possible number. What are all ordered triples of positive integers x, y, z, whose product is 4 times their sum, and x is less than y is less than z? All right, so first of all, the very basic essentials is x times y times z is equal to 4 times x plus y plus z. So that is basically what the question is saying, but we've got to figure this out. And we're not given much information other than the fact that they're positive integers. So let's just start with the first one. If x equals 1. So if x is 1, this equation then becomes yz is equal to 4 times 1 plus y plus z. And if we rearrange this, let's see, what's the best way of rearranging it? Well, let me just multiply through first. Yz, 4 plus 4y plus 4z. And then I guess I can isolate the z's on one side like that. Hopefully that helps. Factor out the z and get y minus 4. Factor out the 4 and we get 1 plus y. Well, let me just see if that helps in any way. 1 plus y all over y minus 4. Okay, so that's actually some progress. And then keep in mind x minus y, x is less than y, sorry. That's what I meant to say. That's very important. Okay, so we could work with this. Yeah. So, and x is 1, that's been established. So I guess we got to, in a very painstaking way, we got to go through y equals 1, y equals 2, y equals 3, and see if we maintain the both of the conditions, one being that they're positive integers and the second being this condition right there. So when we do this, like for example, when y is 3, z is going to be a negative number. So is negative. And then a lot of these also will not give you integers. So what you do is you make a table and see what happens. So when y is 4, hold on, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, when y is 4, well, it can't be because it would be undefined. But when it's 5, z would be 24. When it's 6, it would be 14. And then 7, it won't give an integer. 8, it would give 9. And then after that, you don't get any actual integer values, or you get something that's negative. Or you shouldn't get something negative, but you will get probably you won't get an integer, I guess, is the main. So okay, I got a few triples. I got the 1, 5, 24, right? I got the 1, 6, 14, and I have the 1, 8, 9. Okay. So that's pretty good, but that's only for x is 1, so this is really time consuming, and I wonder when do we stop? Well, I guess we got to keep going. Let's keep going here. So we did x equals 1. Now let's x equal 2. When x is 2, that main equation up here now becomes 2yz is equal to 4 times 2 plus y plus z. And then same thing, you know, just expand this out. We're just trying to get some sort of, how you say, relationship between z and y. Very similar to what we did before. Nothing really different. So let's see here. Factor out the z, 2y minus 2, a plus 2y, a plus 2y, 2y minus 2z. And then what else? Can we go further here? Again, we can factor out the 2 from top and bottom. 4 plus y, and then y minus, hold on, let me just see if I did this right here. 8, oh, sorry, this should have been a 4. And therefore, this should have been 4. Jeez. And then if I factor out the z, that should have been a 4. So this is 4. Jeez. Well, that's not good to have such algebraic errors, but I caught it. And that's the that's the final. Let me just see if I did this right here. If I factor out a 2, I could probably factor out a 2 and then 4 plus y. Geez, sorry about this. I think I had a couple more algebraic errors here. I think that's a 4y, and that's a 4y. So that would have been a 4y, and this is a 4y. So that basically means that this top numerator is actually, if you factor out a 2, it'll be 4 plus 2y. Yeah, I think that's correct. 4 plus 2y, and then y minus 2. Oh. Well, it was simple algebra. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just tired. Okay, so in any case, so same story. We got to now fiddle around with this and make a y and z table. And see, again, we have to abide by the rules that they've got to be both integers, and they all have to be both positive. So same thing, when you fiddle around with this, you'll get 3 and 10 and 4 and 6. So that gives me two more triples. We got 2, 3, and 10, and 2, 4, and 6. So that basically gives 2 more. And then you'll see that that exhausts all the possibilities. I think that's it. Now I have to prove that that is it. I can't just say, well, that's it. And I think I'd like to make this complete. I'd like to show why x can only be 1 and x can only be 2, which is the 2 examples that we did. So, for example, if we had the original formula was this one, right? Where xyz is equal to 4 times the sum, which is x plus y plus z, right? That was the original. So, and we also were told that x is less than y is less than z. So that means that this guy here has to be greater than 4z, correct? And that's just sort of common sense, because if you look at just this, since they're all positive, x plus y plus z obviously has to be greater than z, right? Because x and y will add some value to it. So therefore, 4 times x plus y plus z would be greater than 4z. So then if you compare this and this, that means that xy is greater than 4. Correct? xy is greater than 4. And then in a very similar way, if we use the same formula, x plus y plus z, like that, we can deduce that it's is less than 4 times z plus z plus z, right? Because this has to be abided by. So we're really just looking at this. X plus y plus z is obviously less than z plus z plus z because x is less than z and y is less than z. Correct? So that basically means that x, y, z is less than 4 times 3z, or x, y, z is less than 12z. And therefore, if we cancel the z's, x, y is less than 12. Okay, so this and this combined gives me that x, y is greater than 4, so it's greater than 4 and less than 12. Okay, so that means it's greater than or equal to 5 or less than or equal to 11 because they have to be integers. Okay, I got it. So that's why I don't think x could ever be 3 or more, because if x is 3, then if we abide by this, y has to be at least 4, at least, right? And if that means x times y is 12, and that's impossible since we have to remain in that range. And then similarly, if x is 4, y would have to be at least 5 to abide by this guy, and therefore xy would be 20, and again that falls outside of that range. So that's why we know for sure that x can only be 1 or 2, and that's why when we did them, we just did x1, we found these guys, and then we did x equals 2 and found these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those 5 are the only ordered triples that satisfy the conditions of the original question.